such a voice.
Voiceover training and demo production.
I bet many of you have been told over the years that you have a good speaking voice, and very often that's what brings people to our seminars, and it could be that that's even the reason you're interested in watching what you're seeing today. However, it's not just about having a good speaking voice. You've got to use your voice the right way. And there are certain rules of voiceover technique that must be adhered to in order to really speak effectively and in the most efficient way. I have asked two volunteers to come up and do a little demonstration. They are both going to read a script that I've given to them. This script is a narration script. It's not selling a product. It's something that you might hear, for example, over a video that you would see at a museum or for a historical purpose. This is something about the old Paramount Theater in New York. And you might see something like this on the History Channel or on A&E. And we've brought in Derek and Sally for this demonstration. So what I'm going to do is ask Sally and Derek to read their respective parts. I've labeled them on the sheet. And I'm going to have them read it straight through with no direction from me whatsoever. They've never seen the script before. They're going to read it through, and then, after they're finished, we're going to go back, and I'll give them direction and point out some of the important rules of technique. And having said that, why don't we begin? I give you Sally and Derek.
The movie theater has been a much-needed refuge during times of trouble. During the Depression, viewers were swept away by the sunny-natured Shirley Temple, making them forget about their troubles for a while.
It was farewell to all the worries and cares of the day.
When the Paramount Theater opened its doors, we forgot about names like Hitler and Mussolini.
It was a time instead to unwind and dream a little.
The Paramount introduced new young singers like Frank Sinatra and showed films with big stars like Clark Gable and Betty Hutton.
These were the times that tried man's souls, but the glitz and glamour of Hollywood kept us distracted and entertained.
We retained our perspective and, most importantly, allowed ourselves to hold on to the national sense of humor.
Very nice. Okay, you both have good voices. You both sound great. Let's do it from the beginning. I'm going to stop you along the way. Sally, go for it.
The movie theater has been a much-needed refuge during times of trouble.
Okay, there's something that you need to do in the first few seconds of every voiceover, whether it's a commercial or a narration, to grab the listener, to engage the listener. Well, one of the techniques that you can employ at this point is variety of pitch. Do you know what I mean by pitch? A singer's pitch, the pitch of your voice. Okay, if you begin a sentence at a low pitch level, the movie theater has been a much-needed... It's very hard to break out of that. Variety of pitch is very important. If I began that sentence a little bit higher, the movie theater, you have then given yourself the flexibility of being able to vary your pitch because you've set a precedent of high pitch right at the beginning. The movie theater has been a much-needed... Do you hear how much sounded right because I had set that precedent of pitch on the word movie? The movie theater has been a much needed. But on the other hand, if I began at a lower pitch level and tried to get out of it, it would sound idiotic. The movie theater has been a much needed, sounds absurd. So the movie theater has been a much needed. Let's set that precedent of pitch on the word movie and see where it takes you, Sally.
Okay. The movie theater has been a much-needed refuge.
There you go. You see what I'm talking about? That's terrific. Next thing you need to do, and you might hear these words more than almost anything else in the business. At any time, this is what you're going to hear from clients. I want you to have a smile in your voice. Almost every voiceover that you'll ever do, whether it be a commercial or a narration, needs to have a smile. Now, easier said than done. How do you sound as if you're smiling? How do you sound cordial? How do you sound happy? Well, there's only one way to sound like you have a smile going on. Guess what it is?
Smile.
Right. You need to actually smile. All right, Derek.
It was farewell to all the worries and cares of the day.
Now, variety of pitch, yes, is important, but a lot of people, when they read, think, well, I need to start really high And you're going, it was farewell, it was farewell. But it was farewell.
It was farewell to all the worries and cares of the day.
That's it. That's it. I really like that. Sally.
When the Paramount Theater opened its doors,
Yes.
we forgot about names like Hitler and Mussolini.
Good.
It was time instead to unwind and dream a little.
Thank you both very much. That was terrific. 100% improvement. Thanks a lot for volunteering.
Such a voice.
Voiceover training and demo production.